Politics can be fun.
So you're basing your campaign on vibes?
We're a vibes-based campaign, that's what we do.
Right. What are they?
That's why we look as if we're having fun, to be fair. There's no strategy in this. We're just going out there and saying, this is what we believe. You like it, you like it. You don't, then don't vote for us. It's as simple as that.
I'm Marc Jennings, stand-up comedian, podcaster, politically curious. Well, sort of. All my life I've heard people say, you need to vote. But I find myself asking, what for?
So many people are feeling really scunnered.
Feel scunnered.
They're scunnered.
Scunnered and fed up.
You're all the same.
So before the Scottish election, I'll be checking out the runners and riders in the race for Holyrood. To see if any of them are worth a punt. 6 parties, 1 question. Why vote? Reform UK. Are they saying out loud what most people are thinking? Or are most people thinking they should stop saying things out loud? I put that to candidate Thomas Kerr.
So why should people vote Reform?
So we're the new kids in the block, that's what I keep saying to people, and my whole message is I've been through the different political parties. I've seen the Tories for 14 years. I was a Tory councillor for a long time. I've seen the contempt.
You used to be a Tory?
I used to be a Tory.
Because there's a lot of, people for Reform that have defected for the Tories, and for people that try to stop the boats, you like to jump ship, don't you?
My message to people is use your vote for Reform, because for the first time ever, there's a party here who's wanting to stick it to the establishment, who's wanting to go in there and rattle the cages, annoy all the political establishment, because we're using our voice as much as possible to try and stand up for working class communities have been forgotten.
And I think Reform have sort of jazzed up the campaign, because you look at the Reform rallies, you've always got these pyrotechnics. Do you think the reason that so many people attend these rallies is because they think they're at Premier League darts?
Well, I don't know. They could, to be fair. I was on the stage the other day with Nigel and nearly got choked to death with confetti, to be fair, with how much confetti there was, because there's the sparkles and the fireworks and the confetti and all that. But it's a bit of showmanship, it's a bit of razzmatazz. Politics can be fun.
So you're basing your campaign on vibes?
We're a vibes-based campaign, that's what we do.
Right. What are they?
That's why we look as if we're having fun, to be fair. There's no strategy in this. We're just going out there and saying, this is what we believe. You like it, you like it. You don't, then don't vote for us. It's as simple as that.
Well, there's a lot of talk about net migration. But where are these nets? They're on the boats?
They're in the English channels. We're trying to collect them now.
Right, so is that why Reform are in favour of net zero?
I'll try and make sure that it's not. No, we're against net zero. Don't misconstrue
So
our position on this. We want to abolish net zero. We want the nets so we can send them back out to France. That's the difference.
Are you at all worried about the rise in this anti-immigrant sentiment?
I don't see it.
It feels like everybody in the country now has got the same political beliefs as a Glasgow taxi driver.
Which is why Reform's doing so well and why the establishment are terrified.
But then
What's wrong with a Glasgow taxi driver?
Well, I was
wrong with a Glasgow taxi.
I was in a black hack the other day, right? Within 2 minutes, this guy's going, see these immigrants, they don't want to integrate. I'm like, mate, you don't let people sit in that seat right next to you. What are you talking about? Now, Reform have said the Scottish education system is failing. Do you think that's why you're doing so well in the polls?
No. I think that's why people are doing so well in the polls in terms of wanting to vote Reform, because they're fed up with education failing. I'll give you an example, right? See, when I went to primary 7, that was when John Swinney and the SNP first came to power. 20 years ago, right? Almost 20 years, one political party has been in charge of Scotland's education system.
Is that why you'd be willing to do a deal with Labour?
I would not do a deal with anybody. The BBC asked me last year, who would I rather have as First Minister, John Swinney or Anna Sarwar? And I said, that's like being asked for one a punch in the face or a punch in the gut. Right? Both of these guys are incapable of doing the job. None of them are going to do it, so let's get Malcolm Offord in there and get the change the country needs.
Okay, my next question is, would you rather a punch in the face or a punch in the gut?
Neither.
Right, okay.
Typical politician. I'll ignore it.
Isn't one way to reform the UK for Scotland to go independent?
It would be a way. It's no way I'd ever support, though. It's madness. Why would you build a border with your closest allies? Why would you want to start having passport control?
To keep out people that you don't want to come to the country, perhaps?
I just don't want a passport control when I go to Blackpool for the weekend. I think it's bonkers.
Right. Some people think that Reform is an English independence party.
Reform UK is a unionist party. We have it in our name. We're Reform UK. As we try and make sure the union stays together. We're a proud unionist party.
Isn't the Scottish name for you Reform UK in Scotland? Would it not be more grammatically correct to be Reform in Scotland UK?
It's actually Reform UK Scotland.
Because obviously, it used to be the Brexit party, basically, yeah. And, is it not kind of rebadging it like the way that Paisley College is now UWS?
Well, hopefully we're a lot more successful, to be honest.
Well, we'll see about that, I guess, eh? How do you think you're going to do in the election?
I think that we are the serious challengers to the SNP. We are second place in 54 constituencies. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people in a lot of different places across Scotland with our vote. I don't have a prediction on where it's going to be, but I think there's going to be a lot of faces that will be a lot a lot of surprise come May the 8th.
Are you looking forward to being in Holyrood?
If I get there, yeah. I've been in politics long enough to not
So you
take
can
my
swan
time
about and
until I
doing
get
it for
there.
5
But
years like the rest of them?
No, I'll be in there winding them all up like I've done for the past 5 years and making sure we rip the establishment apart. That's what I'm in politics for.
Well, we'll see what happens. Thomas, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thomas Kerr making the case for reform. But can this newer party tempt non-voters to the polls? If that's you, or you're still undecided, you're not alone. Plenty of Scots are in the same boat. And I'm not talking about Malcolm Offord's yachts. Here's a bit more on why people don't vote.
If you don't vote, you're not alone. Apathy's everywhere in Scotland. You can look up the stats yourself, if you can be bothered.
Every election they bang on about turnout. That's the percentage of folk who vote. The rest, they don't turn out. They're turned daft. Now, there are reasons for it. Some people don't feel it makes a difference. Some don't trust politicians. Some don't want to go out in the rain. Others treat not voting as a kind of protest, which is a bold strategy, considering no one in power can actually hear it. Should voting be compulsory? Or should it only be for people who properly understand it, like Kirsty Wark or Pat Nevin? Maybe we should just hand it over to John Curtice. He's got all the stats, all the trends. Curtice could vote on behalf of everybody. One man, one vote. This man. And here's the thing, sometimes at an election, non-voters outnumber any single party.
Imagine if they actually organised. But something tells me they can't be arsed.
You've heard a bit about why people don't vote. Now it's time to hear from the Archduke of Analysis, the trendsetter of trends, the goat of the vote. All rise, it's Professor Sir John Curtice.
A lot of people don't trust the polls, like Nigel Farage, although he doesn't trust any of them for around there, to be fair.
Well, he doesn't trust the polls until they show him doing well,
Yeah.
which is true of most politicians.
How much faith can we put in what the polls tell us?
My answer to you is that polls should be taken but not inhaled.
Injected?
No, definitely not.
So why might people vote for Reform UK?
Oh, they'll vote for Reform UK because, one, they are disappointed with the outcome of Brexit. The vast majority of them are people who voted Leave. They are also more broadly socially conservative. They are people who don't really think all this equality stuff. It's all a bit woke. They tend to be older people, tend to be people who've not been to university and who are attracted by Nigel Farage and who are unhappy about the way in which Brexit has been delivered.
A lot of people criticised that breaking point van that Nigel Farage originally used in 2016. They brought it back for the Scottish elections saying Scotland is at breaking point, and they had a van with a migrant vote on it.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. They are tapping into the concern that people have about immigration. They will argue with you that it's a legitimate concern. And frankly, I think the Home Secretary, the Labour Home Secretary, would probably accept that it's a legitimate concern. It's not confined to reform. But some people then feel that this is antagonistic. The Greens, as we have said, are socially liberal. They believe in migration. They believe in cultural diversity. The SNP believe in civic nationalism. If you live here, irrespective of your background, you are Scottish. And given their perspective, they, of course, are going to be particularly unsympathetic to the perspective that Reform are articulating.
The Professor of Perspectives, putting everything in perspective. Cheers, JC. So that's Reform UK. Will Farage's party win big in Scotland? Or will you send him homeward to think again?
That's up to you. But remember, people died for your right to vote. So if you decide not to, don't worry. There's nothing I can do about it now. They're dead.
But you're not dead, so watch the rest of the episodes.